Be'ezrat Hashem, we're continuing in Hilchot, Shulchan Aruch, Orach Chaim, and we're still in Siman Aleph, part 3. Halacha Zayin. Shisayim Parashat Ha'olah, so there is Parashat Ha'olah that we say in the morning. Yomar Ihi Ratzon Milefanecha, Sheyeh Zeh Chashuv U'Mekubal, Ki'ilu Hikravnu Olah. Right, so we say something in that respect that we, right, we say Ihi Ratzon, right after the korbanot in the morning before we say hodu. V'chol yomar achar parashat hamincha ve'hashlamim mipnei shehem ba'im b'nedava. V'kach yomar. So, however, in mincha we don't do it. Even though Maran says over here, for some reason he says to do it, it should be Yehi Ratzon following the korbanot. Yehi Ratzon meaning we're asking Hashem to accept, right? To accept our words as a korban, right? Unshalma parim sifatenu. We know that our korbanot today, instead of korbanot, it's our mouth. Mm-hmm. Right? As we said yesterday, somebody's going to tell me, Avram, I don't understand you. What with our mouth is korban? What kind of korban is this? So, just a little illusion, since we're starting to learn a little bit science over here. As we said, when a person exposes, a body emanates 100% of garbage every day from our body, right? And we said, 3% goes to the restroom. About 20% or so goes through the sweat. When a person sweats, it comes out garbage, exposure from his body, the garbage. What are you sweating? You're sweating the whatever is coming out, the body doesn't need it. Right? So that's 20% of the garbage that comes out of your mouth. So now the mouth. How much come out of your mouth, the garbage? Right? It comes out the garbage from your breathing and everything, 70%. So there is something comes out of you when you talk. As we're exposing, there's air, circulation, but that air that comes out, we cannot see. The particles are so small, you cannot see it. That's why it was a joke that the mask could protect from anything, from any virus. It's a joke. Because really, you see what I'm talking? And the best example I wanted to show to people is in winter in New York, for instance, you come out when it's minus whatever degrees are, and you put on 100 masks. Let's say, like according to Mr. Fauci, if you put 10 masks, you are protecting other people from COVID. Let's say a person had COVID, according to their opinion, whatever that means. And if you put on 10 masks, according to this man, the more masks you have, the more protecting you are to the society. But it's not true. In reality, there's so many particles coming out of me as I'm talking to you. So there is something coming out of me as I'm speaking. So if I didn't speak, let's say a whole day I don't speak. I don't know what. I just close my mouth. There is no speaking coming out of my mouth. So obviously I'm going to be breathing from my nose, right? Mm-hmm. So whatever's coming out will be left. But I am not exerting something out of me. What is a korban? What is you're exerting? You're exerting something out of you. That's what korban is. So maybe that's an illusion. I'm not saying that's 100% good, but something is coming out of you. There is some circulation. So now I'm in a prayer mode. I am emanating something out of me, and that could be Unshama Parim Sifatenu. So the Maran says over here that even after Mincha, you're supposed to say this Yehi Ratzon, that Hashem should accept our prayer, that it should be like a korban. But we don't say it after Mincha. For some reason. Okay, we'll find out later. We'll go into maybe Mishnah Berurah in the second round. We will go deeper into understanding. Right now, the purpose of this learning, the first order, we're just going to be covering Orach Chaim, Bezat Hashem, hopefully to cover as much ground as possible, just the halacha, as much as we could understand. And then, Bezat Hashem, a second round, the rules are, we're going to go deeper into understanding. It's going to take a little bit longer, meaning one se'iv should take a good 2 days. If you do a half-hour a day, each one of this, but we're holding right now in Zion already. We just finished, and this is only our third day doing it. So we understand that that's not the plan of learning halacha. Right now it's just to cover ground because mostly it was already acting in certain ways. Okay, continue. Chet Yomar im hakorbanot pasuk. Right, when you do the korbanot in the morning, you add a pasuk. What is that pasuk? Right after Akedat we say v'shachat oto al yerech hamizbeach atzafono lifnei Hashem. As we read Akedat Yitzchak, right after the Parashat Akedat Yitzchak, right away in the first thing, Yonatan, right? For first thing, V'shachat, that's right. So you say over there V'shachat, that's what we do in the morning. That's right, V'shachat oto in the morning. Halachat Tet, good. You have the Siddur open, that's even better. let's open the Sidurim so we can follow. What's his name? Rafael, take open the Sidur. 1 second. Ernest, I give you one. Hold on a second.
For illustration.
Okay, so we just said Korbanot. We said Akedat Yitzchak. And right after we have this V'shachat Oto. This is what we just read. Okay? V'shachat Oto. This is what we do in the morning. We follow the Shulchan Aruch. Like over here, Siman Chet and Siman Aleph. So hopefully now, if we're not just going to be reading from a Siddur, we have sources in the Halacha, what we're doing in our Siddurim. Okay? B'shachat Oto. What? So we see over here, that's your first lesson, that's right. Okay, Tet. In the Halacha. Keep the Siddur open with your fingers there if possible. When we need it, we'll go right through it. Tet, number 9. סעיף 9. יש נוהגים לומר פרשת הכיור ואחר כך פרשת תרומת הדשן. None of this we do. There are some Siddurim according to Maran. They would say this parashat הכיור, they would say this parashat תרומת הדשן, ואחר כך פרשת התמיד. Right? So we right away skip parashat התמיד. When is parashat התמיד? You should go to page, in this Siddur, it's going to be page 68, parashat תמיד.
The Korbanot?
The Korbanot, the start of Korbanot, page 68.
The mid portion.
The mid portion, yeah. Okay. Parashat התמיד, that's what we do. We skip all that. אחר כך פרשת התמיד, ואחר כך פרשת מזבח, מקטע הקטורת ופרשת זמני הקטורת ועשייתו. This is the קטורת that we do. Okay? So this is going to be the first 9 in the Siman Aleph. So first Siman we completed now. We have just finished up the 9 Seifim. So we're starting Siman Bet in Shulchan Aruch, which is easier for us with Mishnah Berurah, but anyway, V'ezrat Hashem, let's continue in the Halacha for now, and hopefully with Yad D'Shmaya, Hashem will give us long life. We will do strongly inside more with Mishnah Berurah, but this is not the point of the shiur. First, we want to just do small introductions every day and cover as much as we can. And hopefully with Hashem, as like I said, Mishnah Berurah will be on the horizon. Aleph, Siman Bet, Halacha, Din Levishat Begadim. How are you obligated to get dressed in a certain way? There's an obligation. Order of process properly dressing up. Again, we already discussed earlier today while we're learning Gemara that the purpose of you caring how you're going to be dressing up is obviously for you internally and for your neshama to be not to expose to frivolity. And so we have a conduct of dress in order for you to restrain yourself from this concept of frivolity, chas v'shalom, as we know. That causes us, chas v'shalom, to have bad thoughts about impure thoughts outside in the street when we're exposed to certain things. It's only the reason why we're exposed to them is because we are careless about our souls and meaning through our bodies that we are not careful how we behave at home. Lo ilbash chaluko miyushav. So first rule, Rabbi Maran says, Siman Bet, Seif Aleph, there's 6 Seifim. So the first Seif, Lo yilbash chaluko miyushav. A person is not to be dressing up his coat or his jacket while he is sitting. Ela yikach chaluko v'yachniz bo rosho uzro'otav ve'odeno shochev. So over here it's talking about when a person is getting off the bed. As a person is getting off the bed, he is, for instance, we spoke that he's sleeping naked for whatever reason he's more comfortable to be sleeping without anything on his body. Some people are like that in this world. I feel obviously, preferably, every person sleeps with pajamas, meaning not just shirts, a real pajama. This way his body is constantly at all time covered. However, this is talking about a person who doesn't have that idea of sleeping in pajamas. So he's sleeping, let's say, naked. So the Rabbi says, you don't sit up on the bed, exposing your body to your rules of the house. As we said, that there is a sanctity that believe it or not, according to many Balei Musar means people who approach people and trying to educate them how to elevate themselves. That's called Baal Musar. According to those people, the Rabbonim who teach Musar and who trying to educate people to become holy, they actually testify and state from their rabbis and my rabbis and their rabbis and their rabbis and their rabbis, your bedroom is a sanctuary. Your bedroom is supposed to be like a holy of holiest. First of all, it's understandable in itself. You create babies in it. No children, by the way, are allowed to walk into the bedroom. Not allowed. You're not allowed to let your children walk into the bedroom because, again, this is a sanctuary. Just like in Beit HaKodesh HaKodeshim, the Holy of Holiest, nobody, not even any Kohen was allowed to go in there except for one Kohen. So we could understand when a man and his wife are in that room, they act with holiness, hopefully, bring children to this world. And that is a holy place. And according to my rabbis and their rabbis and their rabbis, a bedroom is off limits. My rabbi actually required to have a lock on your bedroom. That it's not, nobody's allowed to walk in there. My rabbi used to say to us that when his mother would ask him to bring a remote control for the air conditioning, let's say the air conditioner did not go on, he said to me this he told us about 12 years ago. He says he's already a 70-year-old man. The mother's 80-something, 90, right? He will not walk into the bedroom. She had the remote of the air conditioner in the bedroom by mistake, whatever. Mm-hmm. He's not allowed to go in there, even if she tells him, go in and get me. He's not allowed to. He's afraid because he grew up. He's not allowed to walk into your bedrooms, your parents' bedroom. It's holy of holiest. So I don't know how he got around it. Maybe he sent a grandchild to get it, but whatever it was, he did not allow to go in. He sent his child there. That's a different story already. But right now, this frivolousy that we are allowing our children to walk into our bedrooms, and then when we walk in the street, all of a sudden we have a bad thought, an impure thought. People ask me all the time, Rabbi, or you see all the questions people ask other Rabbanim all the time, how can I stop impure thoughts? We have to understand you have to act when you are in privacy with modesty, and that is going to give us koach, Bezrat Hashem, not to have bad thoughts at all. That will push away all the Yetzer Hara. It is the most beautiful thing. You could try it, you'll see it works. So how you get dressed up? In the olden days they had chaluk. What is chaluk? They had like a rope. And the rope didn't have closures like we have today when you're going to a banya or you're going to mikveh, right? The ladies go to the mikveh, there's ropes and everything that they have over there. They didn't have that kind. In the olden days they had ropes, like most women, even today the women have this, they have a rope for Shabbos, they use it today. No buttons, they just, slide into it. So in olden days, everybody used to wear like this. Kohanim, in Beit HaMikdash, you see the kutnot, right? They had like a rope that slides in. So this is how the whole world used to be, that everybody used to wear that. So he says that when you're still in bed, slide into it. Put it on you, under the sheets. So now when you sit up, everything is covered. Everything drops, it trickles down, you get up, you're covered. You're not walking in frivolity in your bedroom. The halacha is when we are not talking here Kabbalah, we're not here talking about specialties that you are tzaddik. No, this is halacha. This is what you must do. People don't understand it. They think, this is only for special people, holy people. They have to be careful how they behave at home in privacy. No, it's every individual. Maran is not talking to special people. He's talking about, of course, special people. Jewish people are the special people. You tell this to any goy, like, what are you talking about? What do you take even non-religious Jew, like, what? You have a problem with me walking without a shirt in my house? It's like a normal thing. It's like we're talking nonsense over here. Even some religious people, you'll think, don't be too extreme, right? They don't do it. This is halacha l'maaseh. You're not allowed to walk exposed without a shirt in the house, let alone anything else. Okay. Bet. Al yomar hineni bechadre chadarim miro'eni. So this is the Maran is now giving you musar. This is not his job. He doesn't like to do musar. He doesn't give you or reprimand you. But here he felt compelled in the halacha to write you. Halacha bet. I don't say that I am in my privacy. Who sees me? For Hashem is everywhere. If you don't care that you are exposing yourself and you're not covering yourself even in your privacy, you will be exposed when you're outside. Your mind will not be clear. Gimel. Yidagdek b'chalukon lavsho kedarko. Okay, the rabbi says over here something very important. Usually when you wake up, most people, like I already told you, you were supposed to wake up before the morning, before the sunrise. In olden days, they didn't have, like we have today, electricity. So it was in the dark. So the rabbi says, when you take that robe, because most people, when they take off something, it becomes inside out, right? People take off things, inside out. They take it in a rush, whatever it is, not so careful, no problem. Depends. If you're an army person, you grew up under army regime, then obviously you take off things, you handle them very nicely, and you make sure everything's prepared for the next day. But most people are not in that category. They just take off everything, drop everything, whatever it is. I'm going to sleep, I'm tired. So now the rabbi says, when you wake up, to be very careful. When you put on that robe, it should not be inside out. You should not have the inside out. Why? Because if you put it that way, the Mishnah Berurah will tell us that there is such a concept called, if you wear items inside out, it actually causes you to forget Torah. We'll see. That's not important right now. That's why the Maran didn't brought it. Okay, but I guess the Mefarshim will explain. Dalet. So fourth halacha. In all min'al yamin tchila v'lo yiksherenu. So when you're dressing up, now you're dressing up to go to a shul, put on the shoes. First you put on the right shoe, but you don't tie it. V'achakach in all shel small, and after that you put on the left shoe. V'yiksherenu, and then you only then start tying the left shoe. V'yachzor v'yikshor shel yamin, and only then you should tie the right shoe. Haga, ובמנהלים שלנו שאין להם קשירה, אינו של ימין תחילה. However, the rabbi says, the Haga, Rama adds, says, nah, listen, sometimes we have, I guess in Europe, they had shoes without laces already. It's not a new concept. Mm-hmm. You might think, laces, yes. Laces are historic, prehistoric. They always had laces, right? In olden days especially, they had just the bottom, and then they had, like today, there's some crazy ladies, they have, I don't know how they put it, like the whole thing is a laces. The whole way, just the bottom, she's there, and she's walking, like, when you have time to put this on? Like they wrap it around. What are you? Yeah, some people are going to say, Rabbi Sofer, why are you looking at ladies' legs? I am not. I just tell you, I'm just here in Florida, as I am trying to bring my family over, so I'm seeing what's going on, like ladies without socks sometimes. It hurts me a lot, and my family gave me a condition, they're not coming here until I figure that problem out. So I'm like, so I go to North Miami Beach, most ladies, Baruch Hashem, walking with them, but the neighborhoods over there, I don't know, whatever it is, the houses. Now my wife came and she tells me she doesn't want to live in North Miami Beach because it's too humid there, more humid than Hollywood. I don't know how. Yeah, you find that also? She thinks that Hollywood, Florida is less humid than North Miami Beach for some reason. I don't know.
It's probably more urban over there and it's suburban and there's a lot more space.
Maybe. Okay. Anyway, so now I get this. She's not coming to Florida. She doesn't want to move to Florida. Baruch Hashem. Shem Rachem. Shem Rachem Alai. So,
wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
You just discussed, and this was one of my questions I just asked the other day. You discussed about putting on the shoe. What about taking off the shoe?
Okay. Very good. Let's see.
Inverse.
Let's see. That's halacha hey. Very good question. So now, just quickly to mention. So Rama says that you might have a problem if you have shoes that you don't tie shoes. Maybe you should put on the left shoes because once you pull it around, it's already like you sealed off, right? So it sounds like Maran is telling you that sealing off is the more important part. That's why you start from left and then you seal off from the right? When you're tying the knots. So Haga, why did he institute this? Why did he interject what he says? That even in our days, he says that you have shoes that are just slide in and they without laces. You should still put on the right one first and then the left one. Because it sounds like, according to Maran, that the main putting on is when you tie it. That's the main. So that starts from left to right. So you might, by yourself, without this Rama, I would have thought that the shoes that have no laces, you should put on the left first and then the right. So that's why he interjected here to tell you, no, don't think like that. It's the right first, then the left, even in the shoes that are without tying. Okay, next. Now your question. Halacha hey, כשחולץ מן עליו, חולץ של שמאל תחילה. However, when you take it off, regardless with shoelaces, without shoelaces, you take off the left side first. הלכה ו' אסור ללך בקומה זקופה. A person is not allowed to walk like this, straight, like a, what's his name?
A peacock?
Like a peacock, no, like a peacock, today mostly the politicians, they always walk, right?
Military.
No, you can't show you're humble. You have to walk like you're Mr. President, right? You don't do that. ולא ילך 4 עמוד בגילוי ראש. הראש. A person is not allowed to walk, specifically walking, without a head covering. Let's say sometimes you drive and you open up a window because you want to feel some beautiful wind, and your kippah flies off. Right? And not advisable to turn around and look for your kippah when you're in the middle of driving. Not advisable. Your kippah flew off. Wait till you come to a stopping point, and then look for your kippah. If you're on the highway, usually that's when people open up the windows to have some fresh breeze in the car. Be careful. Don't look for your kippah. This is talking about yelech, specifically walking. Okay? Why is that not allowed? Why are you not allowed to walk? It says over here in the little parentheses. Mipnei kivod hashchina. You're not allowed to do that because of the honor of Shekhinah. Now, very important. V'ivdog nekavav. In the morning when you arise, very important. First thing you do is you enter a lavatory to make sure you are clean. Okay? Haga. The Rama adds something here. V'yichaseh kol gufo v'lo yilech yachef. A person should be covering everything of his body, it says here, and he adds, you should not walk barefoot. Okay? This is, I guess in the olden days when they didn't have what we have today, the ground that we have, the tiles and wood, whatever the person has in his house. In those days, most of the houses were on dirt. Yeah, they had dirt in the houses. It was literally like walking in whatever. It's not luxuries were there. So over there was prohibition walking barefoot. A person should be careful to train his body to go to clean up his body in the morning and at night before he goes to sleep. The purpose of all that is that you're concentrating on yourself to be a careful and a clean person. Again, in the morning and at night is preferably to be always. Now, if you have other times, obviously, we're not talking about to hold you back till those periods. We're not saying that. We're saying you should always clean yourself when it comes. But in the morning, to be careful, go into the bathroom before you go to shul, clean up yourself. At night, be careful to go to the bathroom before you go to bed. And Bezrat Hashem will continue part 4, I guess, tomorrow.
Gimel?
All right,